The tropics certainly taking off. We are in the meat of the hurricane season. September is usually the climatological peak. Around September 10th is when we tend to see the most of the systems developing through the region for the Atlantic as well as the Caribbean. And we have the first major hurricane of the year, Major Hurricane Florence. And then we have a Gordon, which made a landfall. It's still a rainmaker over the southern United States. And then we could be seeing a tropical storm Ean possibly by the weekend. So there is a Major Hurricane Florence, a Category 4 hurricane, winds over 205 kilometers per hour. And as a major hurricane, it is still well out to sea. And obviously, it did intensify quite quickly over the last 24 hours. It did find a small pocket of a small wind shear and basically was able to explode over some warm waters. It will remain a major hurricane at least through Thursday. As you get towards a Saturday, it may just dip slightly to Category 2, but still quite powerful here. And then as you get towards the Saturday and Sunday, it may well be eyeing Bermuda. Now, its track right now could either take it well north of Bermuda or swing it to the south. And obviously, it's quite too soon to tell what will likely happen with Florence as we go through the next few days. But at least Bermuda will be watching this one quite closely. There's yet another system down towards the southwest of Cape Verde Islands. And basically, this system has a high chance of becoming a tropical storm Ean as we go through the weekend. So we'll be watching this system, which is set to take more of a westerly track. Now, right now, across the Caribbean, we've had mostly settled weather, but we do have a low-level trough pushing through that will increase the moisture levels south of Barbados. That will include Trinidad and Tobago out towards Grenada. So a scattering of showers is likely overnight and going into Thursday. So don't be surprised to see the pitter-patter of raindrops across the roofs of Tobago. A few of those clouds are coming through Mason Hall as well as Buku. A few of the cloudy spells could also generate maybe just a touch of a heavier shower as you go through the first part of your morning and then into the afternoon. Now for Trinidad as well, mostly clear at first. The clouds will build over the northern range first thing in the morning, pushing in from the eastern areas across into Maraval and Diego Martin. General cloudiness for the most part, and there is the low chance of a thunder shower as you go through your day. And again, in those heavier bursts, there is a possibility of street or flash flooding. Now for central and southern areas, the cloudiness will quickly sweep through for those of you in the San Fernando, pushing out into the Gulf of Paria as you go through your afternoon. So overall, you should be seeing some improvement by the latter half of your afternoon and going into the evening as the day cools. Now temperature-wise, it's been quite hot over the last few days. 33 degrees Celsius once again today. We'll likely see that temperature in Port of Spain and San Fernando. The rest of Trinidad and Tobago mostly hitting a 32. Now through Friday, conditions will remain moist, especially for Tobago. Still a scattering of showers there. But you will notice by Sunday, the end of the weekend, dry air takes charge. We may also begin to see some haze as well by the end of the weekend. There's a thin layer of Saharan dust set to make inroads across the eastern Caribbean. Now for those heading offshore, we have been seeing those are long east-northeasterly swells. Those will continue through Thursday, 12 seconds for the most part, but it's just a moderate chop out there, 1.5 to 2 meters for the most part, and it should be calm in the Gulf of Paria. And we've got your high tides at 2 p.m. and you've got your low tide at 7:30 p.m. for those of you who want to take a late evening bathe. Now, for the rest of the Caribbean, they have been mostly settled, at least for the eastern half. Out towards Hispaniola, there have been some thundery downpours for Santo Domingo, and some of that is all courtesy of a trough, but most of it is actually due to an upper-level trough, which is basically lending support to all of the clouds developing over Hispaniola. So that means that if you are heading up to Santo Domingo or to Port-au-Prince or even down towards Kingston, Jamaica, you could be seeing some thundery downpours through Thursday. But for those on the eastern side, there's a couple of brief thunder showers south of Barbados through Bridgetown, coming down towards St. George's as well. But further to the north, it's a lot sunnier, with sunshine expected for Antigua and the rest of the Leeward Islands. And the upper level trough we talked about earlier will likely lend support to those thunder showers for Port-au-Prince as well as for Kingston. A few gusty ones there expected as well, but down towards Havana, mostly cloudy and a high of 31 degrees Celsius. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.